Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto our apostles, as well as the men that taught them, the elder high priests, as well as the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. This is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp. And I'm going to get into 2nd Editors 15, a couple of verses. I'm going to read verse 1, and then I'm going to jump down to verse 16, because we're in the time of the prophecies written in this chapter, as well as other places in the scriptures coming to pass. All right? We in 2nd Editors, the 15th chapter. Things are going to get worse than what they are in this country and around the world. And if you don't understand this truth, for us Israelites, if you don't have this understanding, then you're not gonna know what's going on. Even though we out here breaking it down, breaking the prophecies down, letting the world know what's going on according to biblical prophecy. And the biblical prophecy is happening in the earth big time. All right. And these Babylonians, majority of them don't know what the hell is going on. That goes from Edomites. Some Edomites know some nuggets of information. Everybody pretty much know that the government is corrupt, but they don't know the end all be all, of these Babylonians. Or American citizens, they don't trust in the government, damn near majority of this nation, not nation, but because this is a amalgamation of nations here in Babylon the great melting pot. All right. But the different peoples or nations here, they hate Trump. Or they pissed off at him. All right. And what these people don't understand is that what's going on in the earth, and let's deal with America, is prophecy is happening. It's being fulfilled. Okay, all hell has to break loose. It has to get extremely, chaotic here in the streets of America. And that's according to biblical prophecy. So that Esau can bring in order. Okay? And ultimately the order is going to be the MOTB. Okay? The resetting of the economy. Digital is going to be a digital reset. Okay? And it's ultimately is going to be based upon the MOTB, the RFID, which is the RFID microchip. Okay? So let's read verse 1, 2nd Editors 15:1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." So that's the main thing that we're supposed to be dealing with. Okay? If we say we're teachers, then we're supposed to be prophesying. Okay? It says, "Which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord." Okay? I read verse 2. It says, "And cause them to be written in paper." So we have the words of prophecy are written in the Bible. All right, that written in paper is talking about the Bible. It says, "For they are faithful and true." Yeah, everything else going on is or that's going on in the minds of the people. They think one way or the other about what's going on in the world, what's going on in this country. All right, if it's not according to the understanding of the scriptures, which is prophecy based, then, they're lost. Okay. They're living a lie. The scriptures, which is prophecy based, are faithful and true. And it's showing us that the scriptures, the prophecies are speaking. I was going to say the scriptures are showing. Yeah, they are showing us that. All right. Through prophecy being fulfilled. Which leads me to the next verse, because this is something hot and heavy that's going on right now, or pretty much we're in the preliminary stages. It really hadn't hit yet, but we can see this, like a civil war is about to jump off. Okay. So this is the 16th verse, 2 Edges 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another." All right. And we're getting there. We're not quite here. I mean, it's happening on a very small scale. All right. But it's gonna amp up. I mean, it's gonna be all out chaos. If you read the verse above, verse 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." So we near this point, and one people shall stand up and fight against another people. Another. Let me read that again. "And one people shall stand up and fight against another." Because there's going to be race riots, class war, or race wars, class wars. And there's going to be the people going against the government, you know. And it look like now it's going to be this these ICE agents, okay? Which is all we see you, Esau, but you're just, making this happen so that prophecy can be fulfilled. This man wants to incite a civil war, okay? Basically adding fuel to the fire. Esau's adding a bunch of fuel to the fire in many different ways to create a big mess of chaos so that he can bring in order. And that order it'll start with martial law and it ultimately leading to the chip, which is the MOTB. All right. It says, "And swords in their hands." All right. And when, this is kind of happening on a really small scale right now compared to how it's going to be, how bad it's actually going to get. Okay. And as the economy further goes to shit, all right, and as the government, come down on the people with more draconian measures, all right, things are going to get more chaotic and more death is going to be taking place. So let's read verse 16 again. It says, "For there should be sedition among men and invading one another." See, this is written in the scriptures that this is supposed to go down in the last days. It says, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah, the average citizen, is going to look to take up arms against, the police, ICE, so forth and so on. They're not going to be able to deal with what when this man brings in martial law and have, the military, or whether it be the police, militarized, the actual, military personnel, ICE, National Guard, so forth and so on, all on the streets, and they shoot first, and they ain't asking no questions later. It says, "And the course of their actions shall stand in their power, yeah, for a little while." Meaning, and they're gonna, it looks like they're going to allow it to happen. Purge. They're gonna allow chaos, all kind of, pretty much. They gonna tell the police to stand down, let it happen. You know, or we gonna see exactly how it looks. Is it just scenarios? So these the situation in Minneapolis. All right, two Edomites have been killed now. All right, a woman and a man. That done got these damn devils in an uproar. They ready to buck back at ICE. So we're gonna see what this leads to, but hopefully, this shit get kicked off. We looking for shit to get real bad this year. While people want this stuff to stop, they want the ICE to stop, get out of here. We want things to get bad. We want, all our chaos and destruction because it's prophecy. That means we're getting closer, to the Lord coming back and delivering us. Because we want to get the hell out of here. We want to go home. If Yahweh don't come get us out of this situation, and we fucked. There is no backup plan. Yahweh is coming to get his elect. All right. And the more prophecy is fulfilled, the closer it is to him coming back. And that's where our minds should be at. That's where these other groups, that's where their minds should be. That's what their minds should be on. Things getting bad in this place. Real bad. All right. We're in a time of, getting with having wives, getting marrying and giving into marriage. All right. And getting all into being into this world. Okay. Because you can know you're an Israelite, have your friends is on, not eat pork, not eat shellfish, keep the Sabbath, which a lot of these groups keep the Sabbath wrong. And the information on how to keep it right is out through Great Millstone. Okay? You can be doing all these things and still be in this world, caught up into this world. Looking for a wife, you join a camp, and then you looking to get married and start an Israelite family. We're not in that time. Now, brothers have wives and families, but looking for that, most of these brothers that have wives, they were with their women before they came into the truth, And I'm not saying you can't go and get you a woman. It's the spirit that you're in when getting with a woman. And we really ain't in the time of making babies, It'd be a good idea to do your best to not, put a seed in one of these women, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, as I've done it, and it's true. And just, hey, it's a learning experience. So that's pretty much it. I'm kind of rambling. But yeah, we're looking for these prophecies, the rest of the prophecies to be fulfilled. And which means things are going to get, tremendously worse. And bring it on, bring it on. What else is coming? There's nothing else we can do but embrace this and keep praying for more and more faith to get us through these times to come. So Lord willing, this video was edifying, and on to the next one I say shalom.